Hey, I'm Joe from the Nocturnal. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
How are
I'm doing
you?
wonderful. Preston, what was it like being back on set for season two?
It was great. Season one was a fun time, meeting the cast, hanging out with them, and then obviously filming it and seeing all the sets and stuff. But coming back to New Orleans and hanging out with them again, and we grew a little bit, seeing each other. It was so much fun. It's great to hang out with all of them.
That's awesome. Oh, tell us about what it's like that first day back on set, or maybe for the script reading for season two.
Season one, it was like a whole different feel since it was a brand new show. Like there was a whole new scripts, whole new people, whole new cast that we've never met before. So, when season two, we were like familiar places, familiar faces, familiar food, familiar everything. But reading that first script on season two just gave me the jitters again, just like as excited as I was for season one because I was on this adventure again, which I already loved the first time around.
And you guys got to like read through the whole script of season two, right? So you kind of knew where the story was going. Was it
So
mystery?
actually, we start off with two scripts. We filmed two episodes in 2 weeks, and we get the first two scripts, and then right like the last day, probably last couple days of those two episodes, we'll get the next two scripts. So then we'll read those and then
So
do
we were on
them.
our skates as much as a lot of people are.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And that's what's amazing about the show. It keeps us just interesting and curious to find out what happens next. What are some of the things, Elle, that you are excited for fans to see in the season?
Well, I'm really excited for people to see all of the 1930s stuff. As you know, when we left off, we were in 1930, and there's a lot more adventure there, and I'm excited for people to see some new faces and some new there's just a lot of new stuff this season. I'm really excited for people to see like the new concepts and the new plot.
Preston, what are some of the things you're excited for fans to see?
Yeah, I mean, same here. That we got three different storylines going on, or three different timelines, I should say. Um, and all of it's just really cool. I mean, we all pretty much have our own stories in this season. So I'm super excited for that. It gets more scary. It gets a lot more mysterious. There's a little bit of romance. There's a lot in the show that I'm really excited for everyone to see, including myself, because I haven't even seen it.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Question for both of you, if you had the opportunity in the future to work with any actor or director, who's the dream person that you would love to work with? Elle, you can go first.
I would love to work with Meryl Streep. She seems really fun. Or I don't know. That's kind of hard because there's just so many amazing actors. I would want to work with Zendaya definitely, and Meryl Streep. Yeah.
That's awesome. Preston?
I got so many. I'm gonna just name a whole list. I love Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is like my favorite person. I love to work with him. Chris Pratt's up there. I love Tom Holland. Love Andrew Garfield. Two Spider-Man right there. Love both of them. Man, there's so many, but those are probably the ones that I would love to hang out with.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm excited to see what happens, in the future for you guys, both in the show and some of the other projects you're able to work on. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing today?
Great, thanks.
So Charles, I'd love to hear about like when you first encountered this story and the concept, like how did you know, or did you think it was going to work?
Everything now that works is story that comes from character. And Tracy created some really great characters. And it was the challenge was to blend the time periods, blend the stories, and make these people and this story believable, and I think, the fantasy that kids, want to believe in ghosts and are fascinated by the concept of ghosts and are convinced that ghosts are real. And quite frankly, I am too. We played into that. And that plus the fantasy of going back, and I can't say this enough, going back and seeing the the father who had died, when you were young, getting to go back and see him again, that fantasy, and we do it big time in the second season with people getting stuck in the wrong time. So we have fish out of water. So it was a great launching pad for the kind of storytelling that Tracy and I have always done.
That's fantastic. And Tracy, what was the process of writing this series, especially like the collaboration process of, coming up with these characters and coming up with a story?
Well, I think I wanted to create something that I could watch with my family. I have 10 nieces and nephews who are under the age of 10, and they don't really watch what I've written before. So something that everyone could sit down and watch. I think also something reminiscent of my childhood. My favorite movie when I was a kid was Goonies. So being able to have kids who are solving a mystery, who are going on a big adventure, was something that was forefront. And then the spooky element, when I first pitched this, Stranger Things was a show that was really popular. But a lot of kids, it was too mature for some of the kids to watch it, especially my nephews. They wanted to watch it, but got too scared. So giving them a show that they could watch, that they could talk about with their friends, that they could feel like they were involved in, and something that's bingeable. Because I think that's how kids watch TV now. They don't want to wait a week to see something. They want to watch as many episodes as they can all in a row.
Yeah. And I love that it is written for that audience. How you have so much experience writing for adults. What is it like writing this series for a younger audience, and how is that the same and different?
I think Chuck and I both approach it the same way. We don't write specifically for kids. We write for the characters and what makes good story. And for us, it's cliffhangers and, weaving in a good mystery. Chuck, I'll let you add to that.
Yeah, no, and absolutely right. And I think that we've always believed that good story comes from character. So you do your homework, you create that 100% great character. And with a kid, it's no different than an adult. They have stuff in their past. They have things that are curious. Their emotions are actually, to me, more interesting sometimes than the complicated, messed up, problems of adults. Kids' issues are much more raw, they feel more intensely. They are much more aware than their adult counterparts know. And in so many times, the parents can learn from the kids. And so we've subtly explored all that. The key is to do it subtly, so that kids watching are entertained and adults are entertained, and they don't really wonder, why am I entertained by the show? Why do I like the show? They don't ask those questions. They just watch it and enjoy it. So that was our goal. And I think up until now, we've kind of accomplished it.
Well, that's wonderful. And we're excited for season 2.
Well, thanks for watching.
Good. Great.
Absolutely. Thank you both so much.
Let's root for season 3.
How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So, Kyliegh, what was your reaction when you found out there was going to be season 2?
Oh, I was so excited. I was jumping for joy. I was screaming with my parents going, yes, we finally got confirmation. And I immediately called the cast, and we were all very excited.
That's fantastic. And Ethan, I'm excited for you that you were able to just get into season 2. How did it feel when you first showed up on set?
I have to tell the whole story. So I get the audition, and I'm filming Queen Sugar. And my mom tells me, like, oh, you got an audition for Secrets of Sulphur Springs? And I'm like, there was no way. So I get the audition. I film it at the hotel room. And then when I get picked for it, and then I go to the table read. I see Kyliegh on my left. Preston's like a seat to the right of me. And I'm like, Kyliegh can fact check me on that one.
He was so stiff. It was hilarious. We were like, oh, yay, new face. This will be exciting. And he was like, hello, I'm Ethan. I'm a ginormous, huge fan of the show Secrets of Sulphur Springs. And I was like, that's so cool. Welcome to the show. And he was like, thank you.
So when I walked onto the set, it was so, because I'm a huge fan of the first season. So walking onto the set, it's like, oh, that's how they filmed that shot. That's so cool.
That's so cool that you were able to, go from, being a fan to being part of it. And we're excited to see where your characters go in the second season. Kyliegh, what was it like playing these two different characters?
It was a lot of fun for me. It was a really fun challenge. I enjoy a good challenge. And playing Daisy was a lot of fun since she's a character from a completely different era than Harper. And I think learning about the 1930s via Daisy was a lot of fun. So all in all, it was very exciting and a great learning experience.
That's awesome. Ethan, was there a favorite memory that stands out for you working on set, or a certain day or a certain scene that was a lot of fun?
I think most actors can, know this memory when it starts raining on set. When it starts raining on set, you get to go back to your trailer, grab a snack, review the lines, hang out. So you're in New Orleans, so that happens quite frequently, but you just don't want it to extend too long. So sometimes that's nice.
That's awesome. For a question for both of you, Kyliegh, you can go first. What are you most excited for fans to see in the second season?
We see a lot of new faces, and we unravel an even bigger mystery behind the Tremont. So I'm excited for everyone to see that. Character development, woo!
Sweet. Ethan, what are you excited about for fans to see?
I could put it in three things. One, the fans are gonna enjoy the new paranormal features of this new of the second season. We uncover the Tremont family. My character Sam Tremont, Daisy's brother in the story, so that definitely clues into that. And two, it's just such a good show. I mean, going from fan to being a part of it, it's such a good show. I can't stress that point enough.
Well, that's wonderful. We're excited for second season, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.